Today I thought I would take you through the Fool's Journey. Some of you might own your own tarot cards, others might be curious about tarot and how it works. And as I mentioned previously, tarot is divided between the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana. The Major Arcana are the cards that basically deal with your large life events. Your Minor Arcana are more of like your daily, mundane, ubiquitous events that are assigned to 4 suits. And so in this case, what's before us here is the Major Arcana. These are the 22 cards of the tarot that kick off the tarot deck. And I'm going to start by talking about each card individually because it's so important to get a hold of the Major Arcana to understand what it means, what it brings to the table. And oftentimes readers, when they're learning how to do tarot, struggle with the Major Arcana. And I will do a subsequent video with the suits of the Minor Arcana because once you get to the court cards, those can be tricky for people too. But to begin, I think it's important to understand the Fool's Journey. So let's start with the Fool. Look at him. It's so important to look really closely at your tarot cards when you first get them. Each card has its own story to tell, and there are elements and symbolism in each card. And you really just should take at least a good 10 minutes minimum to go through each card in your deck and look at them. Look at what it means. So in this case, we start the Fool's Journey off with the Fool. Look at him. Look at the way he's looking up. So happy. He's got a little flower in his hand. The sun is shining. He's got his personal possessions over his shoulder. And he's just, tra-la-la. I'm just going to launch right off into my adventure for the day. And what's next to him? It's a little dog barking at him. Like, dude, you're about to walk over a cliff. Pay attention. Aren't we all fools? The Fool doesn't care what people think. He doesn't care about society. In the tarot, it's assigned to planets. There's a big overarching relationship between tarot and astrology. And I think once you get a handle of that, the cards make a lot of sense. So he's independent, he's rebellious, he marches to the beat of his own drums. So the planet assigned to the Fool is Uranus. Okay? As he goes on in his journey, he gets a little wiser, and we go to the Magician. The Magician is a master. Look at that. He's got cups, pentacles, swords, and he's holding a wand. He's got all 4 elements. He's a master of all. He's wiser. He's assigned to Mercury, the planet of speed and communication. He brings messages. That's his job, to bring messages based on his skill level. Then we've got the High Priestess. The High Priestess is psychic. She's intuitive. She's assigned to the moon. She asks us to reflect, to trust our intuitions. If you notice, because she's assigned to the moon, most images of the High Priestess involve some kind of moon, and you see the moon right there. She's followed by the Empress. The Empress is a wife. She's a mom. She's beautiful. She's a planet of love and attraction, or rather she's a person of love and attraction. So she's assigned to Venus, the planet of love and attraction. You'll see lots of things involving Venus, a glyph or some kind of image of the planet in a tarot deck. And in this case, you see it right there. That's the sign for glyph. That's the glyph for Venus. The Emperor is beside her. The Emperor is a master. He's a commander. He's a leader. He's fiery. He's assigned to Aries. You're always going to see something Aryan or something fiery in the card. The next is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the keeper of tradition. He's conservative. He doesn't like change. He likes comfort. He likes stability. So he's assigned to Taurus. Then you've got the Lovers card. The Lovers think. They're one. They act as one. They're all about communication and thought. They're twin souls. They have one heart. Their arms are intertwined. They're assigned to Gemini. Then you've got the Chariot. The Chariot is a home. It's a home on wheels. It represents home and motherhood and family. Cancer, the sign of Cancer is assigned to the Chariot. You've got Strength next to it. Strength is gentle. Strength is a master of force and control, but also just sunshine. Look how happy Strength is. Petting that lion, having control of that lion, but she doesn't need to be aggressive. Even though she's strong, she's using warmth. She's assigned to the astrological sign of Leo. Then you've got the Hermit. The Hermit is quiet. He's a leader, but he keeps to himself. He's responsible. His love language is acts of service. So when you think of the Hermit, think of the sign Virgo. Moving over here, we've got Wheel of Fortune, assigned to Jupiter. Luck, abundance, growth, all of those things are signified by that card. So the planet Jupiter belongs to the Wheel of Fortune. Justice is basically self-explanatory. Fairness, equality, social grace, a balanced set of scales. The astrological sign of Libra belongs to justice. There's the Hanged Man, or the Hanged Person, depending on your tarot deck. Look at him. He's hanging upside down, but he looks calm. He's accepting of his position. He's assigned to the planet Neptune. This is one of my favorite cards, Death. Death is the ruler of the underworld. Sex, death, rebirth, transformation, other people's money. What does that sound like? Sounds like the sign of Scorpio, right? Death is assigned to Scorpio. And death doesn't necessarily mean a literal death. When you think about the phoenix, it rises up again from its ashes. Temperance. Temperance straddles two worlds. She's assigned to Sagittarius. She's all about long distance travel, philosophy, higher education. But she also, is all about moderation and reminding ourselves that we need to have balance in everything that we do. The Devil represents physical and material temptation. It's assigned to Capricorn, the sign of business, career success, worldly status. The devil can sometimes mean that we are too beholden to our possessions, and it's a reminder that there's more to life than what we own. Sorry for the shakiness. I'm holding my phone in my hand. Next to the devil is the Tower. Look at it. All elements are attacking the Tower. There's water, there's wind, there's fire, earth is crumbling, a man is falling down. The Tower means aggression, assertiveness, also change. Because it represents aggressiveness and attack, it's assigned to the planet of Mars. After the Tower comes the Star, hope, inspiration. That's what happens after disasters, right? You survive, you get stronger, and then you see the light. The Star is assigned to Aquarius. Aquarius is the ruler of the collective, always thinking of others instead of the individual. The Moon rules the night. The Moon is a card of recognition, but also uncertainty and fear, the unknowing. The Moon is ruled by Pisces, the sign of Pisces. The Sun is vitality, life, everything that grows, energy. The Sun is ruled by the Sun, obviously. Then we've got our last two cards, Judgment and the World. Judgment is a call for awareness, a call for understanding, a call for acceptance. It's assigned to Pluto, which rules over death and resurrection. But Judgment, when you think about Pluto, Pluto is all about transformation, right? Pluto intensifies everything it touches, and so does judgment. So when you think about that, think about accepting and understanding even those things that are difficult. And lastly, we have the world, our home. It's assigned to Saturn, the planet of boundaries, limitations, restriction, and structure. The world also represents a completion, right? The Fool has gone on this journey. He's gone from nearly falling over the cliff to getting smart. He tapped into his intuition. He tapped into his divine feminine. He was able to use that divine feminine to become a leader who respects tradition, a leader who uses thought to engage with his home, a leader who is strong but doesn't need to be aggressive or fierce if kindness can be what opens up his heart and possibilities. He's also introspective. He thinks before he acts. The Fool now understands that luck and strength can go hand in hand. Not just dumb luck, but opportunities he gives himself. He appreciates justice. He appreciates equality. He appreciates being put in situations that may not make sense at the beginning, but later on, when he reflects, realizes that those are the situations that made him who he is. He's transformed. He's died and made himself over. He's learned. He's learned moderation. He's learned to differentiate between the things that he needs to live and the things he feels enslaved to. And he's learned to let those things go. And even though it caused him great pain, it also gave him hope. And with hope can sometimes come uncertainty, but that's okay, because the Sun gave him the energy to stand up, put one foot in front of the other, and keep going. And now he's wise enough to pass on advice. He's a sage. He can judge a situation fairly, and in doing so, he has formed a circle of completion. He's tapped into Saturn. He's developed boundaries, healthy boundaries. My friends, this is the story of the Fool's journey. These are the 22 cards of the Major Arcana and Tarot. And once you understand the story that it's trying to tell you, and you understand the astrological connection between the cards, the rest of the tarot falls into place. So I urge you to spend time with the Major Arcana. Look through each card. Ask yourself, what do I see? What is the good side of this card? What is the dark side? And go forth and study and journal and meditate. And once you've mastered these 22 cards, we'll move on to the Minor Arcana. Thank you so much.